Hello everyone, my name is Sudhanshu Thapa and I will be presenting you this seminar today, which is about how you can work in Japan through Specified Skilled Workers Program, which is the SSW program. So, before we begin, here is today's agenda. First, we will understand what the SSW program is and why Japan created it. Then, we will look at who is eligible and how to apply. We will also explain the required documents, the tests you need to pass, the costs involved, and finally, we will introduce Astmil Corp and the benefits of applying through us. At the end, we will have a Q&A session, so please feel free to ask any question. Okay, so first, we will talk about what is the SSW program. So Japan created the SSW program to accept skilled foreign workers who can work immediately in labor shortage fields. The system is designed to be fair. SSW workers get the same salary as Japanese workers and have the ability to change companies. The goal is to support Japan's industry while giving overseas workers a legal and stable way to build a career in Japan. So the real question is why the program exists. So right now the country is experiencing a major labor shortage. Every year the number of young workers decreases while the number of elderly people increases. This creates a gap where many industries such as caregiving, agriculture, restaurants, construction and food processing do not have enough people to work. So to solve this problem, the Japanese government introduced the SSW program in 2019. This system allows Japan to bring in skilled foreign workers legally, safely, and transparently. At the same time, it gives foreigners a chance to build a stable career in Japan with fair working conditions, and proper support. Here you can see why the SSW program is more than useful. It's vital. On the chart, you see how Japan's working age population has steadily declined over the past 30 years, from around 87 million in the mid 1990s to about 73.7 million in 2024. That's a 16% drop. At the same time, the ratio of elderly people per working age person has more than doubled, meaning fewer workers are supporting more retirees and dependent elderlies. Experts warn that if this trend continues, by 2040, Japan could lack more than 11 million workers compared to what the economy needs. A shortage that could deeply harm industries and services across the country. That's why Japan needs to rely on programs like SSW to legally and efficiently bring in skilled foreign workers and fill those massive labor supply gaps. So, who can join the program? So, to qualify for the SSW program, the applicants must meet a few basic eligibility conditions. They need to be at least 18 years old and must have completed high school or higher education. All applicants must also pass the required SSW examination, which includes a Japanese language test and a skill test specific to their chosen field. But we will explain those tests in a later slide. Candidates should be healthy, have no immigration violations, and must be willing to work under Japanese rules, culture, and workplace standards. Anyone who meets these basic conditions can apply for the SSW program. So, how can one apply for this program? So, the application process for SSW is very straightforward. First, candidates prepare their basic documents such as their CV, certificates, and identifications. They submit these to Astmil Corp and we check everything carefully. Next, we confirm that the applicant has passed the required Japanese language test and the skill test for their chosen industry. After that, we arrange an online interview between the applicant and the Japanese employer. If the employer is satisfied, they issue a job offer. Once the offer is accepted, the visa process begins and we support the applicant through each step. Finally, after the visa is approved, the applicant travels to Japan and starts working. So, what are the documents that you require? So, for the SSW applicant, the candidate must prepare several important documents. The most important one is the Japanese style CV, which is Rireksho. They also need a valid passport, their national ID, and academic certificates such as high school or university graduation documents. Applicants must provide proof that they passed both the Japanese language test and the SSW skill test, but we will explain those tests in more detail in the next slide. A short self-introduction video of about 1 to 3 minutes is also required. Having these documents ready makes the process smoother and faster. Before we move to the Q&A session, I will show you guys a little 1 to 3 minutes of self-introduction video as an example so you can understand how to make the self-introduction video. And for the test, so to qualify for the SSW visa, applicants must pass two important tests. The first is the Japanese language test. Candidates can take either JLPT N4 or JFT Basic, which is an A2 level test. Both tests confirm that the applicant can communicate in basic Japanese, which is necessary for working and living in Japan. The second requirement is the SSW skill test, which is different for each industry. For example, caregiving, agriculture, food processing, restaurants, and each have their own official skill exams. These tests make sure that applicants have the practical knowledge needed to work immediately in Japan. So let's talk about the cost. For the SSW program, Astmil Corp does not charge any service or placement fee. Our support, including document guidance, arranging interviews, is completely free. Applicants only need to cover a few basic personal expenses such as their passport fee, their medical checkups, the Japanese visa fee, and the flight tickets to Japan. These are the only mandatory costs for the SSW process. So now let's move on and let me talk you about Astmil Corp. So Astmil Corp is a well-established Japanese company with more than 20 years of experience in international recruitment. We specialize in the specified skilled worker program and support candidates from various countries who wants to work legally in Japan. What makes Astmil different is that our services is fully transparent and completely free. We do not charge any placement or processing fees. We arrange online interviews with Japanese employers, check documents, and guide applicants step by step through the entire SSW process. We also have strong connections with universities, institutes, and government bodies which help us ensure smooth and reliable placements. Even after the candidates arrive in Japan, Astmil Corp continues to support them to make sure they settle well and adapt to their new working environment. Most importantly, we continue to support candidates even after they arrive in Japan. This ensures a safe, smooth, and transparent process from start to finish, making Astmil Corp one of the most reliable choices for the SSW journey. And at last, I would like to thank you all for joining today's seminar. And before we finish, we would like to invite you to follow us on our social media platforms so you can stay updated about job opportunities, SSW guidance, and important announcements. Our Instagram page is Astmil Corp _India is active and we post regular updates. We have also just started our YouTube channel, Astmil Corp India. It's new and not many people know about it yet. So we would really appreciate your support, and we will be posting helpful videos about the SSW process, interviews, success stories, and tips for working in Japan. Please follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected with us.
Genzai wa 24歳になりました。私の趣味はサッカーをすることです。インドネシアのブンクルから参りました。私の家族は4人います。両親と兄と私でございます。私の長所はどんなに仕事が大変でも簡単に諦めないでいつも頑張っております。短所は新しいことを始めるとき少し緊張しております。新しい仕事に早くなれるようにいつも努力しております。私の経験は高校を卒業したとき5ヶ月に施設で働いたことがあります。それに介護を勉強したことがあります。練習もしたことがあります。これから言葉にも仕事にも一生懸命頑張ります。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
こんにちは。はじめまして。インドネシア出身で現在38歳です。憧れている日本の美しい景色を自分の目で見てみたいと思い、今まで独学で日本語の勉強をしてきました。しかし、現地の人たちと暮らした方が今よりも上手になると思いますので、日本で働きたいと考えています。なぜ介護の仕事をしたいかというと、自分の家族を介護した経験があるからです。大変な仕事ですが、人に喜んでもらえる仕事だと感じて、介護の仕事の大切さとやりがいを知りました。私にチャンスをいただければ一生懸命頑張りますので、どうぞよろしくお願いします。
こんにちは。24歳です。日本文学科の卒業生です。インドネシアから来ました。どうぞよろしくお願いします。高校生の時、私は日本文化が好きで、その文化を直接に見たかったんです。そして大学の専門は日本文学科を選びました。いろいろな日本文化を学んで、その文化の中で仕事の熱心という日本人の仕事の文化をもっと知りたいと思います。私は日本に行ったことがあります。サマージョブというプログラムをしました。山中温泉、加賀市、石川県にある区間で3ヶ月間に宿泊業の仕事をしました。いろいろな役に立っていること を直接に体験しました。そして日本人の仕事の熱心さとおもてなしという接客のことが分かっています。私の前の仕事はイベント開催と日本語教師でした。いろいろな経験から手に入ったリーダーシップのスキルとコミュニケーションのスキルを持っています。私は仕事に熱心な人で、チームの中で協力することができて、新しいことを覚えるのが好きな人なんです。日本で働くことの目的は、他人に役に立てるように自分のスキルを増やそうと思っている目的なんです。ですから将来の夢を叶えるために一生懸命頑張っています。こちらの特定技能のプログラムを応募して、介護として手に入ったおもてなしの接客のことと人々とのコミュニケーションのスキルを実行したいと思います。なぜかというと、私は他人を接客することに興味があって、介護として介護の仕事をすると、こちらの仕事が私に合っています。はい、以上です。ありがとうございます。